What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here at the distance. Got a prediction video for you guys today. This one's for Brandon Rios versus Miguel Acosta. Matchup takes place on February 26th on Showtime. Highly anticipated matchup for myself and probably for many boxing fans, especially those who have kept up with the career of Brandon Rios. Me personally, I actually didn't get to see his matchup against Anthony Peterson, which took place September the 11th. I didn't get to see it because, one, I didn't have cable, and two, I went out on a date that night, and I will never do that again. But I missed that fight, and I did catch it on YouTube and saw what's going on. I did see his matchup against Omri Lauder on the undercard of Pacquiao versus Margarito. I did catch that matchup, and I like Brandon Rios' style. I like that come forward, aggressive, brawler, puncher, pressure, fighting type style. That's just a style that you just have to love because you know that you're gonna get good fights with that style. But against Omri Lauder, something that I did see was there were a few flaws in there. Not necessarily a few flaws. Maybe it was the weight. But Omri Lauder does have a pretty good chin. And Omri Lauder was able to take punishment okay. But I think his chin's okay, and I think he could take some punishment. But the movement seemed to be a little bit much for Rios. And maybe because he was taking the fight on short notice, maybe it was that. But he was getting countered and he was getting jabbed from going backwards. But that was just something I did see in the last fight. But overall, Brandon Rios is an exciting fighter to watch. He's going to come to fight each and every time. Miguel Acosta, I've seen a little bit of him. I watched the match that a lot of people watched, the Latin Fury matchup where he knocked out Antelone. When he knocked him out, he was going backwards with, I think it was an uppercut or something like that. But Miguel Acosta is a fighter. He has pretty good hand speed. He moves a lot, but he does have a tendency to back himself into the ropes from time to time, or not pay attention to where he is in the ring. But overall, to get into this matchup, Miguel Acosta in this matchup, he's gonna have to pretty much get out of his comfort zone in this matchup. He's gonna have to work a lot more. He's going to have to move a lot more. He's going to have to fight from angles a lot more. He's just going to have to do a lot more in this matchup. And also, I believe punching at a high volume can win this matchup for him. If he punches at a high volume and he's going backwards, he's shown that he can move. Whether it be laterally, whether it be vertically, he's shown the ability that he can move and he can punch, and punch on the move and box on the move. But what he doesn't want to do is he wants Rios to chase him. He wants Rios to chase him, but he doesn't want Rios to cut off the ring he doesn't want Rios to cut off the ring, because if he cuts off the ring, then Rios gets inside, and that's where he does his best damage, is inside. So Acosta doesn't want this to be an inside fight. He wants to control the pace. He wants to control the range. He wants to use his jab. He wants to counter. He wants to use that aggression against Rios. He wants that's what he wants to do, and he has to find a way to execute it. And the way to execute it is through movement, keeping the range, using the jab. Those are the ways that he wins his matchups. Those are the ways he keeps Brandon Rios from not getting inside. Also, Rios does have a tendency to take punches, only give some back. If Rios takes punches, throw multiple combinations. But really, I just think that's going to be Acosta's key to victory. He could possibly catch Rios when he's going backwards. Also, catch him off of that back foot, punch, at the end of a punch off that back foot, and I think he can possibly just catch and maybe get a flash knockdown as a result. But I think Miguel Acosta should do that to win. Brandon Rios in this matchup, we know Brandon Rios likes to apply pressure. He continuously walks forward, and tries to make it an inside battle. That's pretty much his style. He likes to fight, and he, like I said, he could take punches only to give multiple punches back. Brandon Rios in this matchup is gonna have to cut off the ring. He's gonna have to find a way to cut off the ring using the jab, using the movement, maybe taking a big step over to cut off the ring, and but not necessarily come in head first, but kind of just be a little bit technical, maybe think a little bit on the outside before he does something. But if he does too much thinking, then fighters that do too much thinking make a lot of mistakes. But he's gonna have to think a lot. He's gonna have to find a way to maybe adjust in this specific matchup, because Acosta has power, and he can move. I think he moves a lot better than Omri Lauder. But Lauder has no world class power at all. So Rios is gonna have to think twice before he steps in. So in this matchup, Rios is gonna have to find a way to get inside. Jab, big step, cut off the ring, and just take it to him inside. Go to the body. Multiple body shots can do it for him. He just has to find a way to cut off the ring and get inside. If he cuts off the ring and he gets inside, I think that Rios can take this matchup if he does. If he keeps the fight in close quarters and close distances and close, just keep everything close. Don't give Acosta a chance to breathe. Get him on the ropes, get him going backwards. And just continuously throw. And punch at like with Acosta, punch at a high volume. Be sure to get the shots off first. Or in exchanges, win the exchanges, throw more punches within the exchange. I think that Brandon Rios can take this matchup. This is kind of a difficult matchup to call, just because of the styles. Like many matchups that we're having we've been having recently, it's gonna be a difficult matchup to call. But I'm gonna go with the younger fighter. I'm gonna go with Brandon Rios in this matchup. I think Brandon Rios can take I think he can take a decision, but something that there's just one thing I do worry about with Rios is if it goes late. If it goes late and maybe he gets unfocused and he gets caught with something. That's something that I do think about Rios, if he gets unfocused. But I think he should stay level-headed and win that WBA lightweight championship. And I don't know what Showtime's doing. Maybe Showtime is setting him and DeMarco up for a big match. Maybe, even though the DeMarco fight's an eliminator, I would love to see that fight. But also, Victor Ortiz, the big grudge match between them two, don't think it's gonna happen. But maybe in another 2 years. But I don't think it's gonna happen. But overall, DeMarco versus Rios, I'm all for it. Anyway, guys, that was Distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.